having left Viridian City and taken the teleportation circle, trying to get to Velrath's lair, something went wrong. Everything got warped and twisted. And while Polaris made it because she's been there before and she had the right image in her mind, the three of you guys, the magic didn't quite work correctly. And you guys found yourselves kind of thrown to the wrong place, falling through the air and landing with a crunch on the ground, to find out that you had, a la Dorothy and Wizard of Oz, fallen from the air and landed on, instead of the Wicked Witch, a man named Carl. And Mangy Carl, they said. And after some intimidation, you got the other thugs to leave, and you found yourself having saved from near execution a young woman named Luna. You got your bearings. You found that you were in a large abandoned circus tent, and she briefly kind of explained the situation, that you guys were right in the middle of the intrapolitical crime problems of the Bodhi crime family, and that he was there trying to investigate a group of the crime family called the Hands, who had become more and more extreme now that Velrath was not running the family anymore, and that her and her friends just wanted to go back to being traveling circus performers. They'd made all the money they needed selling this strange potion that they sell, and they didn't need to be doing this crime stuff anymore. And so she wanted to put an end to what the Hands are doing, or at least figure out what they're up to, because they just become more and more extreme. And so she was here trying to investigate. She'd been captured by the people that were there. You guys freed her and saved her. But now she said they're going to come back and kill you guys. The Hands do not let go of grudges easily. And so you guys now have to kind of deal with this before you can leave, or else they're going to hunt you down. So you did some investigating, looking around. You asked some friendly mice for help, and you found a hatch hidden behind some of the bleachers in the tent. And you opened it, and you heard some voices in what appeared to be like a root cellar playing, I don't know, chess or something, it sounded like. And that is where we left off. You guys are peering into this opening. It's kind of dark where you are, but there seems to be some lanterns down there. So there's just kind of light coming up this ladder. What do you want to do?
Doc would... we open the hatch, correct? Or is the hatch not open?
The hatch is open.
Hatch
Oh man, I'm so tempted to make like an old Lost reference, but I feel like people who still remember Lost are far and few between.
Yeah, it's been a
Few and
while.
far between.
Doc would... Doc would just climb down. He's just going down there. He wants to know what's going on.
All right.
As would
the rest of
follow
you guys
after.
follow?
As would follow after.
A tube routine?
Oh, yeah.
All right. You guys go down. Luna following behind you. And as you get down there, go ahead and roll for stealth. Let me know, all three of you. Let me know. We're going to see if any of you make a noise as you're coming down, if you can do this without being noticed.
My rolls are not good today. Yet to get over
12. Okay.
Stealth. You know what? I have to always roll at disadvantage because of my heavy armor.
10. And...
Mm.
Oh no!
Oof, wow,
Nat 1.
that was a nat 1.
So you guys start going down the stairs.
Uh,
I think, Doc, you said you're going first, and then Ez and Ghana followed.
Just
You guys
slip.
start going down.
Whack.
Ghana. So Ghana got a 4. Sweet Pea got a 9.
Okay, all of those were pretty low. So here's what happened.
Yeah.
You guys start going down the stairs, and Doc, as you're not the stairs, you're climbing down a ladder. And as you're climbing down this ladder, you get a few steps down, and there's something slick on the step, and you slip and you fall. It's not far, it's just like 6 feet, but you just clatter to the ground with your heavy armor, and it sounds like if someone just spilled like a whole,
Pots and pans.
stack of
Right down the
plates. Yeah, a
stairs.
bunch of pots and pans. And the just ruckus that causes startles everybody else. And Ghana, you look down and you're trying to figure out what happened, and you get to that same step and you slip and you fall on top of Doc. And as you look down and you slip, and daintily landing on top of you, you see Luna just kind of flits down there and goes and like lands. What? Hello? What are you guys all doing? Stand up! What are you guys doing? We got things to do. And you guys look up and you see across the room, in the lantern light, there's a table with checkers on it, and sitting at the table is a man. He looks like kind of your typical bandit guy. And across from the table from him is Ogre, chained to the wall, who is has a checker sticking halfway out of his nose, and they're playing what appears to be a severely misunderstood game of checkers, or they were. They are now both standing, with their seats kind of thrown behind them as they stood up quickly, and they're looking at you guys, very surprised, and reaching kind of behind them toward the wall where they have their weapons mounted, and they're saying, "Hey, wait, who goes there? Hello, what are you doing?"
As he's gonna,
Hello. Go ahead, Ez.
as he's gonna like perk up, since he's kind of on the top of the pile, he's gonna like get up and get off and kind of brush himself off. We were sent here to make sure inventory is in check, and he's gonna like pull out the little vial.
Like, what? Oh, inventory was just checked yesterday. I don't. Who sent you?
Ez is gonna look back at Luna, because he doesn't have a name.
Luna's like, Mangy Carl. Why Mangy Carl? I don't know. And you see her just take out a dagger and be like, I don't know. This is how we handle things around here. And she throws the dagger across the room, and it pings into the wall right behind them. And they're like, "Oh, we're having a go then." And they pick up their spears and they look at you guys and say, "Right, our job is to keep people out. And this here ogre, Bartholomew, has not had a good fight in a long, long time. And I think it's about time." And so I'm going to go ahead and have these two guys roll for initiative. And you guys will have to let me know what you guys get for initiative.
Bartholomew.
Yeah, what do you think? That
Bartholomew
ogres
the
are
ogre.
uncultured? That's
No.
Something gives me the feeling that this ogre's parents did not name this ogre.
it's possible. Okay,
got a
Doc, you
16.
got 10. Ez got 16. And Ghana, did you already roll? I don't see one. Oh, yeah.
No,
15.
15.
As you will actually be the first one to swing.
He's going to kind of throw up the hood of his cloak, and then as he does, you're gonna see he's gonna start kind of like shifting in and out of, like, it's as if he's like slipping between dimensions. Like he's not fully there, he's not there. It's almost like he's staticky, and you're seeing that purple static again. He's gonna cast as a bonus action Kinetic Jaunt.
Great. Okay.
So my walking speed is now 40. I do not provoke opportunity attacks. I can move through spaces, but I cannot end my turn in a space with something else. Otherwise, I take force damage and get popped out whatever the closest square is.
Cool.
So I'm going to move 5, 10, 15. Oh, these not like squares here. Hold up. We'll make it easier. I'm going to move 20.
They're just hard
15.
to see.
Okay. I'm going to move 15. And then with my action, I'm going to cast Thunderclap But what's gonna happen is when he casts Thunderclap, it's gonna sound as if like Graw is just ring out from Ez. And they both need to make a Constitution saving throw of 16.
So this guy needs to do Constitution. He fails. This guy needs to do Constitution and succeeds. So the bandit fails. The ogre succeeds. I
Okay,
need
so
to do
the
a different
ogre,
icon.
so the ogre will take no damage, and then the one who failed will take 6 thunder damage,
6 thunder damage.
and then Ez is then going to 5, 10, or wait, 5, 10, 15. That's 35. I have 5 more feet, but I can't end in someone's space, so I will go right back to where I was.
Okay. Here we go. Well, Ghana, you're next up.
Ghana is going to attempt to talk this down. Just- He's gonna look back at the Genasi. Be like, sometimes violence is not always the way to get information. As he's gonna turn back to them, and he's going to try to cast surprisingly, a page out of Ez's book. He's going to cast Charm Person.
Oh, okay. Which person?
Probably the ogre.
Try to charm the ogre. Okay.
He needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Great.
As he's trying to convince him that violence is not always the answer, and that we're not here seeking violence.
He fails. So the ogre looks at you, sees a figure of similar stature,
He does now.
and he's like, "Guy seems all right."
He now thinks that I am a friendly acquaintance.
All right.
And I'm going to ask. We are here simply seeking information. Surely we don't have to fight.
The ogre looks at you, kind of smiles, and he's like, "Me Bartholomew, me not Shirley."
Of course.
So he's at least not going to fight you.
Okay.
I will say, if the bandit sees this happen and looks at him and is like, "What are you doing to my ogre? Leave him alone. His brain is not that big, and I don't need you messing with it."
I can't really do anything else. So I will simply pull out my mason shield and my turn.
All right. The bandit lord is up next. The bandit. And he is going to, he's going to throw a couple daggers at you guys. So I think he's going to try to throw a bandit at you, Doc, and a bandit at you, Doc. He's going to throw bandits at you guys. He's going to throw daggers at you.
Wow! Oh, man.
Wham!
There's a reason why they call him the Bandit King.
Yeah.
He's just launching bandits.
No. He's just a kind of big beefy bandit guy. He's going to throw a couple of daggers. And so
Can this please be a character now?
It's like the ogres from Baldur's Gate that throw barrels with goblins.
Let's see. 21 to hit you, Ghana. Does that hit?
Sure, let me check. But yeah, 21 hits.
That's 5 damage to you. And 14 to hit you, Doc.
Yeah, Doc deflects it with his shield.
Okay.
Must be nice.
And then the ogre's turn. The ogre sees you, and he,
How does the ogre respond to seeing the bandit guy throw knives and stab his friend?
oh, that's a good point. He turns to the bandit. He's like, "Why? Why are we hurting? Why? I don't understand." He's very confused by that, but I do think he's still going to try, and he wants to not be chained up. I guess you can see that he's normally attached to the wall, so that because he's a little unruly, but he's pretty upset by this whole situation, and so he's going to use his turn to do a strength check to try and break his chains off the wall, so that he can, at least be helpful to someone, either protect his new friend or hurt people that are trying to hurt him or whatever. He just doesn't like being chained when combat's going on around him. And so he swings his arm, and with a big weeping motion, you see the chain gets taut for just a second and then crunches, and then the big metal plate holding the chain to the wall, it's broken off, and there is now hanging from his arm a big long chain with a big chunk of concrete at the end of it, or I guess stone attached to the end of it. And he just kind of pants for a second and looks at you guys. He's like, okay, that feels better. And that's going to be his whole turn this turn. Doc, it is now your turn.
Doc looks at the ogre with some gnarly equipment. It's like, that is not going to feel very good. And the first thing he does is cast Shield of Faith on himself as a bonus action.
Okay.
So we'll do that, and then he charges forward, and he actually does not try to attack the ogre for the moment. He charges forward after the Bandit King, and just goes for just a nice hit to the shoulder with his trident. So
okay, he's not the Bandit King. He's just a bandit guy, bandit dude.
Oh. Well, maybe he's striving to be the king.
Perhaps.
Maybe that's his goal.
22
life goal.
Does hit the bandit.
okay, that is 9 points of damage.
Very nice.
And
okay.
Then he's going to do it again. So let's try it again. It's an 18.
Ooh, that just hits.
And 12 points of damage.
Very nice. So you
And
run
Doc
forward.
is trying to unlethal damage. But damage nonetheless.
This is a spear, right? Or a trident?
Yeah, trident.
Yeah, so you just run in and you're just skewering this guy, and at each of his shoulders you manage to get a pretty good ding, and he's kind of stumbles back, pretty upset, looking not thrilled with that situation. And then from behind you hear Luna that, I don't know, murdering seems to work out pretty good for me, and she takes out her a couple daggers of her own and starts throwing them across the room at this bandit. And her first roll hits, her second roll misses, and so she does 8 damage to this guy. So you just ran up and stabbed him a couple times. Encouraged by you see Luna throw a dagger across the room, and it kind of hits him right in his side, and he is starting to look a little beat up. And it is now back to your turn, Ez.
Ez is I feel left out. And he pulls out his 2 daggers. So only one needs to live, yeah? And then he's going to go through Ghana. 5, 10, 15, 20. Through Doc. 25. And as he moves through Doc, he almost pokes his head out on one side, kind of like he did in the temp or the party, and stab the guy in the collarbone again.
Okay.
Well, not again, but like same situation. So he's gonna try to hit him. Let me see. That is a 15 to hit.
That'll hit. Only barely.
So that is gonna be. So that is 7. But then as it hits, you're gonna see him like kind of wrench to his head as you hear this like outburst of whispers just like explode in the room. And he's gonna take an additional, so 14 psychic damage. So a total of 21.
You in your like weird dimensional shifty state, you like almost like it's like someone glitching in a video game, right? You like glitch across the room, shifting and kind of appearing, and the bandit, really confused, just sees you kind of stick your head out from Doc's side, stab him, and the pain hurts. But yeah, then there's this like wave of whispers, and like the psychological pain of the confusion and the terror and the like just the whole experience is actually more damaging than the pain of the dagger itself. And he is looking really confused and frustrated, and the ogre is just kind of watching. And Ghana, now it's your turn.
I still got to attack.
Oh, you do. Go for it.
I use my dagger, so I have my offhand. I have my offhand dagger.
Okay, so you swing your second dagger.
So I swing my second dagger. Oh, that's the wrong die. Sorry, wrong button. Wrong button. Oh, I wish I could have had that button. Oh, that's an 11.
That does not hit.
And then to end it, I'm going to then move my 15.
Then now it is your turn, Ghana.
Ghana is going to look toward. Whoa.
Ignore me.
Well, I could see what I was doing.
There you go.
Not anymore.
Ghana's going to look at the ogre and say, "We did not come here to hurt you. Stand aside, and no harm will come to you." That's what he says to the ogre.
Yeah. I'd have you roll for persuasion, but I don't think you even really need to. The ogre just kind of looks at you and looks back, and he says, kind of grunts and picks up the stone that's kind of connected to the other end of the chain. Kind of takes a step back, and I don't really like to fight that much anyway. I wouldn't want to hurt my new friend.
And then he is going to cast command.
Okay.
On the bandit lord.
Okay. What are you saying?
That is a wisdom save, as he is going to tell him to grovel.
Ooh.
That's where he drops what he has and goes prone.
He rolled a nat 1. So the bandit lord, the bandit guy, having just been beaten pretty bad, drops all of his things and falls to the ground, involuntarily. And you can see on his face he's angry and frustrated and not happy about it, but he is now groveling.
Technically that happens on his next turn. So on his next turn, he drops what he has in his hands and goes prone.
Okay.
But Ghana will 5, 10, 15 walk up next to him. And that's when he just says grovel.
Okay, great.
And he'll end his turn there.
Well,
not sure when his next turn is, but
it's right now. It is now his turn. So he drops and grovels. Does he get any kind of roll to?
That's his turn.
Okay.
Well, it's over now. So like on his next turn, like he has full control. It's just his action. His turn is made for him, basically.
Right. Okay.
Where he just
Now the ogre
drops
sees this,
prone.
and this guy is the ogre's friend and a closer friend, not a friendly acquaintance, but a very close friend. They've spent a lot of time down here. So the ogre doesn't like all of this. So I'm gonna have him roll to see if this is enough to make him be upset with you guys for making his friend get hurt and grovel, or if he's still gonna kind of stay off to the side based on what you told him as a charmed friend. That's a help. Okay, so he sees this and he is not happy with it. And he's not going to attack you because you're his friend now, Gon. But he doesn't like it that these other people are attacking his buddy and that you're making him grovel and stuff. So he is going to take his chain and he looks at the guy next to you covered in armor and he says, "Leave." Well, what is this guy's name going to be? Leave Snot Rock alone. And he takes the big rock and he throws it at you, Doc. And
Well, that's not.
it's a 20 to hit.
Dope name.
Doc manages just barely to kind of brace himself for the hit and does not get hurt.
Okay. So yeah, he throws this across the room and you kind of you step aside a bit and brace and it kind of glances it dings off your shoulder and off your back and maybe makes you stumble a little bit, but you don't take any real damage from it. And he just kind of looks angry at you, and then he pulls the chain back, and so I'm gonna do one more roll.
Oh no.
Not very good. But you manage to kind of jump over the chain as he pulls it back, so he does not sweep your feet out from under you. Great. Cool. Okay. And then with that, now it's your turn, Doc.
Doc looks to Ghana and says, restrain the guy on the ground. And he charges at or doesn't charge, he's right next to him. He turns, oh no, he moved, okay. So Doc charges towards the ogre now and just goes for another nice
You could
solid-
try to restrain him or something if you want.
The ogre?
I'm not saying you should. I'm saying you could.
Man, that just seems like a lot of work.
It's like a lot of ogre.
Because he's partially friendly now with Ghana.
He's partially friendly with Ghana.
You could certainly try.
It probably would be better for you to restrain this guy and Ghana to try to deal with the ogre.
That's true.
That's not a bad point.
Oh, that's not a bad plan either.
'Cause if you hit the ogre-
Doc,
Just thunk him on the head.
The moment the ogre takes damage, the charm stops.
Yeah.
okay.
What is it in Princess
Well-
Bride when they just like donk the guy on the head and he and knock him out?
Jug.
Then Doc will just restrain the guy who's in the middle of trying to get up from groveling. So what do I need to roll for that situation?
I'm trying to remember. We're all a little rusty here. What's the
Athletics.
standard roll? I think you just do an opposed
Athletics.
Well,
Or-
for
athletics.
Yeah, well,
for grappling, it's athletics versus
athletics or
you
acrobatics.
can grapple him.
Or
their
the
athletics
defender.
or acrobatics, but we're trying to restrain. There really is no restraining. Kind of happens after
then let's just
combat
grapple him
rather
then.
than
Yeah, go ahead and try to grapple him. Do an athletics check.
And then you get to choose either athletics
We had
or
26.
acrobatics.
26 is not bad.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Whoa, that's amazing. He didn't beat that. Okay. He is grappled.
Oh, so Doc would go, and as this guy is trying to get up from groveling, he kind of just slips behind him and just grabs his arms around.
Gets him into a choke.
this dude. No, he doesn't choke him this time. He's more just like around his arms, trying to restrain his arms.
Like a big old bear hug.
Yeah, big old bear
Like-
hug. Mm-hmm.
Knee on the back.
Yep.
Prepared to do a suplex if needed.
There we go.
All right. Well, now it's Luna's turn. And Luna's like, guys, this is way more fun than you guys. I wasn't sure if you guys were going to be fun before. You guys seem like you guys get it. You guys are cool. And she's going to look at you, Doc. She's going to say, what do you want me to do? How can I help?
Stop hurting people.
Let's see if we can get this ogre to stand down.
She looks at you, Gon, and she's like, I'm not hurting people. I'm stabbing them. I'm not like insulting their family or anything. Sheesh. And she looks over at the ogre, and she's going to go ahead and I'm going to have her roll for animal handling. He's trained in, raising and working with exotic animals. And so we'll see how she does.
Who knew? Ogres were animals.
Well, he's animal-esque. He's a little, but he's not the sharpest tool in the shed. And so she rolled a nat 20. So she's going to pull from her well of experience of having worked with other large beasts. And she looks at this big ogre and kind of walks over. She says, hey, look. And, kind of does the coaxing thing. She's like, sun's getting real low, buddy. And she reaches into her pocket and pulls out a sugar cube. And she's like, do you want the sugar cube? And he kind of kneels down. He's like, yeah, Bartholomew loves sugar cubes. Here you go. And she hands him the sugar cube and it kind of starts looking at very tentatively. He's like, I'm allowed to eat this? And she's like, yeah, you can eat it. And he just kind of sits down and crosses his legs and starts eating the sugar cube. And she just kind of pats his head and she's like, good Bartholomew, good job. And she's like, I think he's good. And she kind of hops up on his shoulder and just kind of puts her arm on his big bald head. And she's like, are we Bartholomew? We're buddies now, huh? And he's like, you give me sugar. I mean, that's all I need.
Well-balanced diet.
And I think as that happens, you guys are effectively out of combat. I think you got one guy grappled and the other guy is now not at all trying to fight you. So we'll kind of transition. We'll transition out of combat. What do you guys want to do?
Ez is going to move.
Fully restrain this guy.
Yeah, Ez is going to move with the last little bit of his kinetic jaunt because it doesn't last forever. He's going to move into the guy. He's going to occupy the same exact space as him. So he's almost inside the person. He doesn't pop his head out. You're you're going to tell us everything we need to know, or I'm going to start looking for things. And he's going to pop back into him for a second and then pop back out behind Doc.
Okay. So this guy's pretty sufficiently terrified. You have him bound. He's sitting there. The ogre's on the other side of the room with Luna sitting on his shoulder. They're just kind of hanging out. And so you guys are now in the root cellar of this old circus tent. And he just kind of looks at you. He's like, look, I just guard the room. Look, what do you want? I don't know what you want from me. I don't even know who you guys are. We're supposed to guard this place.
Show us what you're guarding.
From what?
Guard from what? Guard from anyone that might want to, mess with what we're doing over here. Han doesn't really like to have people getting in there, get all up in their stuff. We're guarding. Look, what kind of safety can you offer me? Do you have a way to get me out of here or something? If I tell you what we're guarding, you're gonna kill me.
Or I won't kill you.
you won't kill me, but then they'll just kill me. So unless you could offer me some kind of what kind of protection, or can you guys do, would you try to keep me safe if I tell you what's going on?
I'll let you carry my bag.
Look, if you let me follow along behind you guys, and you'll keep me safe from all my peers who won't be thrilled that I told you, I guess okay. I guess I'll. And you see him turn around and kind of like use his feet to like shimmy around, and he kind of with his head gestures towards the table that they're sitting at. And you guys look around the room and you can see that it's this like I said, it's the cellar. A lot of the food is pretty fresh, so clearly, this has been used. It's not just full of old musty food like you might have expected it to be. But overall, it's a pretty kind of dusty place. But you notice that on the wall behind where they were sitting, where this table was, which I'll just kind of draw it for you. The table's like here. There's this big painting, and the painting looks really fresh and really beautiful and complete. Like there's no reason you'd have a big, pretty painting on the wall in a wine cellar. And he's like, it's just look back there.
Doc would walk over to remove the painting from the wall.
And as you do, you move the painting, and you can see that behind the painting is just this tunnel that's clearly been dug out through the dirt, and it kind of descends into the ground. It's about the size of a person, pretty dark, and it just goes deep down, kind of beyond where you can see. And he says, "Look, you guys, I can't stop you, I guess, if you go down there, but just know if you leave me here, I'm a dead man. So I would ask that you at least carry me along with you or something, so that I'm not just stuck here defenseless."
As looks at Ghana. You want him to live, right?
Yeah, that's all I want. I just don't want to die.
Then Ghana, you're probably gonna have to carry him. I can't.
I've got a whole family of mouses that I feed. Mice that I feed.
I have a better idea. Why don't you set up your table, put the painting back up on the wall when we leave, and you and your ogre friend can continue to play checkers like we weren't even here.
They're gonna know that you came through here if you get in. This is the only way in and out. But I mean,
after they see what I can do, they might think we just went through the wall and you had no idea.
Look, it's as good a plan as any. It lets me continue to feed cheese to my little mouse family. I say
481 of them, by the way.
Yeah, and he points to the corner where there's just 6 wheels of cheese. What do you think?
Gigantic wheels.
Yeah. What do you think? You think we're eating all that down here in an enclosed space with our digestive systems? No way, man. I can't leave Mr. Mouse's family alone. He was a brother to me. I got to take care of his kids. Look, you guys go on. I'll stay here. He turns to Bartholomew. And he says, "Bartholomew, we're brothers, right? We were raised together. Your family adopted me and my family adopted you. You choose. I trust you. If you want to go with them, that's up to you. If you want to stay with me, that's up to you. You're your own man. I'll let you guys decide if you want to try and persuade him to follow you through, or if you want him to just stay here."
I would suggest we have Bartholomew protect his friend from anybody who might come do him harm.
Because he's not necessarily loyal to you guys if he follows you, right? He's not necessarily.
I would agree with Doc, as would try to convince him to stay to protect his friend, Ez would just kind of look and be like, your friend here is very weak after we hurt him. You should probably be here to protect him if anyone were to come down and wish him harm. And it will also be odd if someone came down and you were missing. So you should stay here and protect your friend.
Okay. You see Luna just kind of looks over. Is like, and she reaches in her pocket. She just kind of has a handful of semi-crushed sugar cubes. She's like, and she looks over and on the shelf, there's like a whole bucket full of sugar cubes that were already there. And she's like, you know what? She just grabs the bucket, adds hers to it. She's like, Bartholomew, these are yours. You keep them. You can snack on these. Stay here and we'll try and come back to you. All right, buddy? And he's just completely lost in the sauce. He before she even finishes her sentence, he just smashes his whole head into the bucket and starts eating. And you guys are now free to head down the tunnel if you would like. You see that Luna's like, this worked out pretty great. She kind of skips over and just starts skipping down the tunnel. She's like, it sounds like this is where we're headed.
Doc would look to Ez and say, hey, Ez, can you shine some light on this tunnel?
Yeah. Ez will make a small beam, kind of like a flashlight in front of it. Oh, right, because Doc doesn't have dark vision, right?
Nope, I do not.
Oh, so then yeah, Ez will beam a light in front, kind of like a flashlight in front of Doc, so Doc can see.
Right. Luna, you hear up ahead, is like, oh, that's very helpful. And so she comes back. She's like, I'll just walk with you guys. I guess if that is all the same.
And then as passes the bandit, he's gonna leave him some peanuts. I'm sorry I hurt you. And he's just gonna leave the peanuts and walk through. You should eat them; they'll heal you.
But are you you're leaving him bound, right? So that he doesn't just come after you guys again?
No, I was planning on him putting the thing back on.
We were playing it as if nothing happened.
Oh, I see. Right. You said we'll spare you if you promise not to come after us, and you just okay. You give him some food, and he, looks again like the other guys. He's very scared. He clearly thinks that there's a good chance he's not going to survive this, but he kind of thanks you and nods and eats some, and as you leave, you see him putting the painting back over the door and sitting back down, and it's completely dark in this long tunnel, except for the light that you now have out in front of you. And you guys are now kind of trudging your way down. The tunnel kind of twists and turns and winds. And it's just a couple of minutes of walking through, pretty musty. And you find that it starts to become a little more solid. The dirt under your feet transitions to stones. And you find yourself coming to a mouth for the tunnel. And it opens up into this kind of large room. And as you look about, there's this kind of wide underground chamber lit by flickering braziers or torches, and a ring in the middle is kind of dominating the room. It's packed with sand covering the floor. The surface of the floor is scarred with claw marks and dried blood. And around the perimeter of the room, there's these iron cages kind of lining the walls, and inside of them, you just kind of see these large shapes facing in the shadows, kind of snarling and growling. And in the middle of the room, in the middle of the circle, you see there's kind of this big dummy set up. It's like a wooden dummy covered in straw. And there's a heavily built figure kind of stalking around it with a big sword. And every so often he'll kind of stop and swing at it and then back up and swing again and kick. And it's like sparring with this wooden figure. And as you guys walk in, that's what you see. You see him kind of training, sparring in this big ring, and these animals around the perimeter. And he quickly looks up, and he kind of sees you from across the room, and he says, "Well, you're certainly not supposed to be here." And as he kind of gets caught off guard, and looks over and sees that you're coming in, you guys have a moment to respond before he is going to try and stop you from coming further.
Ez is gonna sigh, and I guess we can't kill him either.
Well, let's.
Perhaps we should find a way to disguise ourselves in the future.
Perhaps.
But that doesn't answer my question.
So let me get the lay of the land. We're in a room. There's cages with animals in it,
Mm-hmm.
and this guy, and that's it, right? Are there other exits?
You can't really tell. It's a
Okay.
pretty big open room.
Okay.
And so, yeah, all you can tell is that there's these animal cages around the edges, and this guy, he's got like a big shield. He almost looks like a gladiator, like a big shield and a sword. And yeah, he clearly was kind of like training in this big ring in the middle, sparring against this training dummy.
Doc leans over to Ez and says, convince him we're here to do inventory.
Ez just yells out.
DM,
Oh,
how long has it been since we came down here? Like the interaction with the ogre and that guy.
Oh, I mean, that was pretty quick. Rounds of combat are not that long, right? So that was probably less than 10 minutes.
So speak with animals would still be active. Because he cast speak with animals.
How
spoke to
long
the
does it
mouse.
last?
It lasts for 10 minutes. So he spoke with the mouse.
Oh.
Sent Sweet Pea in.
It would be at the
We
very
opened
tail
the
end. It would be
hatch.
almost running
We-
out. So you'd have a moment to try to use it before it runs out completely.
Okay. So there's cages, but are there animals in every single one of these cages?
You can't necessarily tell. You can tell that some of them certainly do have some kind of shadowy creatures pacing back and forth.
Okay, then hopefully proceed as, because Ghana has a plan if everything goes south.
Ez will kind of step forward. We're here for inventory. We need to get through. And he's gonna hold up the
You're
vial.
gonna have to roll for persuasion with disadvantage, because this guy knows that you guys are not Inventory Lisa, Inventory Irene.
Inventory Irene. It's a good one. Good name for that. All right, disadvantage. That is.
You rolled an 18 and a 19.
Yeah, roll 20 is not doing well for advantage. That was an advantage roll, and it still added the two together, which is weird. So that's a 9 plus 6, so it's a 15.
A 15. He says he just kind of squints at you guys from across the room and starts to walk over, because it's like, it's only lantern light, so it's not that bright in there. And he's like, you're not Irene? Who sent you?
Carl sent us down because he's too lazy to do it himself. Irene couldn't come in today, but that lazy bum upstairs didn't want to come down and do it himself, so now I'm forced to do it. No one wants to do this job, that's why Irene does it.
All right, well, let me go ahead and phone in. I'll phone on down and make sure that they're expecting you, and then I suppose I can let you go on through. And you see him take out a sending stone and kind of like a walkie-talkie. He just goes, "Hey, boss, we've got."
Before he does,
Yep.
as he takes out the sending stone, because I assume we recognize a sending stone. Yep. As he pulls out the sending stone, got his Doc.
Doc charges the guy, and when he's on the phone,
try to grab it out of his hand.
Nah, Doc just tries to plow this dude over. That's what's happening.
Wonderful.
If
So
it
you see
fails,
him take a phone out.
as ready something. If it fails,
Great. You start to charge, and you just see Luna behind you guys does like a little cartwheel of excitement and like claps her hands, like just giddy. She's like, yes! And you charge forward, and this guy looks up at you, and his eyes just widen. And as you run forward, you see him just shout one quick command. And behind him, you see two shapes that you hadn't quite noticed before in the ring, that were laying down kind of in the hay and the sand around the perimeter, stand up and kind of just eyes reflecting the light of the fire, glistening, and you hear them start to growl. So you charge forward. These two creatures stand up and start growling, and as he whistles for them, and his eyes are wide, Ez prepares a spell. Luna clearly is excited, and Ghana, I'm sure, is reluctant about
Ghana gets
this
ready
decision.
to try to convince two animals to not fight us.
And I think that is where we will have to end for the day.
He still has the beast speak active.
We have coming up in April 14th through 16th is the Nerd Culture Ministry Summit. I'm part of the planning team, and everyone here right now, I believe, is going to be in attendance. Annika is not here right now, and for a variety of reasons, part of why she's not here today, she won't be able to make it to NCMS, unfortunately. But we'll have a whole contingent of the Dungeons and Campfires and Dragons crew there at NCMS, and we're actually planning on hosting a room for D&D. We may even have people helping host a variety of things, but we'll have one-shots going on, so people that come and attend can join us, and we'll be DMing tables and running one-shots. We'll have different options for pre-made characters, make it really easy and accessible. But if you are able and interested in that kind of thing, definitely recommend coming. Basically, at the summit, it's at Glen Erie Castle in Colorado Springs. So it's a real castle, and everyone stays on the castle grounds. And it's essentially 2.5 days long. There's keynotes and workshops every day just to help people who are interested in exploring how they can use nerdy stuff for ministry. So whether that's wanting to use tabletop games and D&D, or streaming on Twitch or YouTube, or whatever that is, there's so many different ways that you can use your nerdy passions and interests to share more about the gospel and bring hope to people who need it. So certainly recommend coming and checking that out, and we'll be there, and we would love to play some D&D with you guys. And actually a bunch of merch from our friends at Emberglow will probably be there too. So if you want to pick up some new dice, that's always when I try to do it.